So dancehall artist Sizzla recently burned some platinum plaques on Instagram and basically all social media pages, not to single out, only Instagram. And he was basically saying that the plaques were from DJ Khaled and he burnt the plaques because his name was disrespected. No, he didn't specify the manner in which his name was disrespected. However, many people have come to assume that he, wasn't satisfied with the size of his name on the plaques, as well as he wasn't satisfied with DJ Khaled's face being bigger on the plaques. No, we don't know. Those are just plain assumptions. But let's just say that he was upset about the credits of his work. Why didn't Sizzla Kalonji just decide to call DJ Khaled like a man and discuss, that Khaled, I don't like the image, this basically says that I did the minority of the work, I'm not satisfied with the way, it was presented to the public. Why didn't he do something like that? Why didn't you let this man know that, you are not satisfied like a big man? Why did you have to take such a childish and arrogant stance? And basically, take this to the public, destroy the plaques in public, and basically made a fool of yourself because people are really looking down on Sister Kalonji for, such a stance. As well as he has his supporters. Some people, they are such in fan zone that whenever their favorite artist does something wrong, they can never seem to, see the bad in the good person. You get me? Some persons, once it's their favorite artist, you can tell them no wrong, and they have no scope for objectivity, but around there, we don't operate in that manner. We have a lot of respect for Sister Kalonji because he's definitely a good artist. And even though his behavior seems like one of those dunce artists, he is no dunce, He's very articulate, He's very well read, one of the more knowledgeable artists. But he is bothered by arrogance. Sizzla is his main enemy and may have, accomplished more if his own behavior, hadn't become stumbling blocks in various instances, including this one. Because what he just did was maybe burn the bridge, with DJ Khaled, and basically made it bad for up and coming artists, to work with persons who may want to help, because now he made it seem as if this is how Jamaicans are. Jamaicans do not have the scope to be professional. They do not have the scope to be reasoned with. Everything has to bugo yaga or violent. And this isn't the first an artist from the 80s, 90s has done something like this. One of the reasons why dancehall and reggae music is in such a bad state right now is because of people like Sizzla Kalonji, not saying he is the main person, people like, meaning other persons with the same type of behavioral patterns. Now, back in the day when many artists used to travel to places like Europe in bulk and whatnot, you had many recording artists who were abusing it. They used to bring flagmen, chef, their gardener, all type of bullshit people, and promoters had to pay, for these artists to bring up onto 20 people with them on tour. And because that was becoming so overbearing for the promoters, many of them decided that they wanted nothing to do with Jamaican acts, and as such, many decided to use their own European acts, to perform at their events. And as you can see now, you have so many artists in Europe to the point where many Jamaican artists, when they go to Europe, they are like nothing. They have to open for these artists and so forth. Another issue is that back in the day, many labels used to come to Jamaica to basically record artists and give out recording contracts. And again, the recording artists abuse it. A lot of them started to use the money that they got from the label, which was supposed to be used to produce albums. Many use it to buy cars, you know what I mean, gold rings, gold chains, and bikes and so forth, and then produce a substandard album and gave it to the labels. And as such, many labels decided it wasn't worth it because the artists weren't taking their craft very seriously. Another issue is the behavior. Many Jamaican artists, they went overseas and they behaved badly. Some of them got caught up in criminal activities. Many of them were deported, you know what I mean? Many of them said the wrong things in the media, you know what I mean, and lost their traveling privileges. At one point, the music was being promoted as hate music by certain groups because the artists refused to, you know, eliminate certain things from their music, and as such that also made it bad for the new generation of artists. So as you can see, a lot of things that were done in the past, you know, by these 90s and 80s artists who have poor behavior patterns impacted the new generation of artists. And to tell you, I saw where a lot of people have been saying, oh, Sizzla did this for DJ Khaled, and even one of Sizzla's yes men, you know what I mean, before saying, Dada, you know you're doing the wrong thing. He chose to egg on Sizzla Kalonji by telling him that he was the one who broke DJ Khaled. No, Sizzla did not break DJ Khaled. If anyone is to take credit for breaking Sizzla, for breaking DJ Khaled, that would be Bounty Killer, Sharon Burke, you know what I mean, do that entire camp where you know, DJ Khaled used to hang with those guys and basically, you know, made a steady foot in the music industry. Sizzla Kalonji had no bearing in DJ Khaled's development. And DJ Khaled right now showing respect to Jamaica has nothing to do with being a culture vulture. He respects the place that he got his first level of respect. If he was trying to be a vulture and was seeking sales, he wouldn't go for people like Buju Banton, you know what I mean, people like Capotan, people like Bounty Killer, you know what I mean, people like Sizzla Kalonji, who are basically has-beens. If he was being a culture vulture, he would go for people like Sean Paul, people like Shaggy, people like Coffee, who are known to sell records. You know what I mean? Those people have been moving units, Coffee to a way lesser extent, you know what I mean, but he would have gone for those people. He would not have gone for has-beens. It would be better. As a matter of fact, an even safer route would have been to go towards the Afrobeat community because they appear to be more professional. You know what I mean? They are the popping genre right now, made from dancehall. You know what I mean? And it's doing better than dancehall. You know, reggaeton was made from dancehall. It's doing better than dancehall. Rap was made from dancehall. It is doing better than dancehall. You know what I mean? So all of these genres are kids of reggae and dancehall music, and they're doing better. So if DJ Khaled was seeking sales alone and not showing respect, he would have gone any one of those areas or ventured only in those genres if he was seeking sales. But he wants to return the energy and the strength to people like Bounty Killer, to people like Capotan, you know what I mean, the founding artists, them who basically set the thing. And this is how he was repaid. You know what I mean? DJ Khaled has worked with people like Jay-Z, people like Rihanna, people like Kanye West, you know what I mean, people like Justin Bieber, people like Chris Brown. And it's the same formula, you know what I mean? You know, his name is going to be on the album, his name is going to be on the product because he's the one who has the contract with the major label. You know what I mean? You, Sizzla, it's not your album, so you can't expect to get major credit. People like Chris Brown and Jay-Z and those people are not complaining. Why are you complaining? And if indeed you think that you deserve all the credit, release an album and let's see how much it sells. If you are the one who actually brought the fanfare and the success to Sizzla Kalonji's album as your yes men would like to make it seem, then guess what? You release an album and let the people decide. Release an album, and if you don't sell platinum and if you don't chart on the Billboard chart, Billboard Hot 100, I'm not talking that stupid reggae chart which you can sell 10 copies and go on it. I'm talking the Billboard Hot 100. If you don't chart on that chart, then don't open your mouth to say that you made people listen to DJ Khaled's album. DJ Khaled album sold because it is the one that is being backed by the machine and the label. They did not go there for Sizzla. They went there for Khaled. Khaled is the mastermind who put the entire work together. You know what I mean? Give thanks and don't burn the bridges. We love you, Sizzla, and we respect you. But it's about time somebody spread some truth on the matter. You know what I mean? Instead of just telling you what you want to hear and just walking around calling you dada dada dada. You know what I mean? And that is one of the things which basically lead a lot of Jamaican artists astray. These yes men who are unwilling to tell their favorite artists whenever they're making a wrong step. You know what I mean? They continue to push them, and a lot of these youths, they come from eras where they weren't ever leaders. You know what I mean? So a little taste of power can be very consuming to the mind and allow these artists to consume themselves in return by this power. You know what I mean? So a lot of yes men can be detrimental. You know what I mean? And so artists must try to develop a good character and develop good energy around them instead of circling themselves with these negative men. I'm out.